right, hey everybody, Ira Miller here, Monday Night Live. I guess we're running a couple of minutes behind, but sorry about that. Happy President's Day to everybody. Who's this guy?
Give it a second, it's loading for the comments.
Okay. We good?
Did it pop up?
Nope. Oh, here we are.
Can you see him?
Yep, there we go. All right. Welcome, everybody. Looks like you all are saying hi to each other. That's pretty cool. So I'm just kind of getting some things straightened out here. Did we get all those videos already?
Did I what?
Did we get 7 videos downloaded? All right.
I got 8.
You got 8?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, so guess what? We're going to start off. Oh, first, before we start off and do or say anything, okay? Found out last week that we lost Melody Lane, and I wanted just to start off this show, recognizing what a great loss that we had. Melody was a big personality on Skip Smith's Wednesday Night Live, and she was a real sweetheart. So anyways, I just wanted to give my condolences to everybody who knew her and her family and Skip. I know Skip's really gonna miss her a lot because she just was just a bright light in his whole show there. So huge loss. And really saddens me that somebody within our YouTube sphere, is lost like that. So it's a big deal to me, and it's a very sad occasion. So, anyways, just wanted to recognize Melody, and we're really gonna miss her. And I don't know what else more to say past that, but did want to give her the recognition and the due that she deserves for sure. She had her own YouTube channel. She was huge. She had over 200,000 people, I think, that were subscribers to her YouTube channel. So I know everybody on her YouTube channel is really going to miss her as well. So. All right, we'll kind of move on and from that. All right, so how's everybody doing? Everybody hear me okay? Donna? Kevin's number one, my number one man there. Kevin Jacks, hi everyone, he says, and hi from Geo. All right, so let's try to go on to some little more happier news. We're going to start off with this dude. So if this doesn't make you happy, nothing will. There's my man, Giovanni. So thank you, Kevin, for sharing Gio with me. Here's what I wrote to Kevin. I don't know if you could read that. Got a good kick out of that, I think. There you go. So, thank you, Kevin. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you for sharing. Probably couldn't hear me when I was all the way over there because my mic is here. All right. So that dude is getting big, Kevin. I think I shared last time that I'm kind of envious with the hair on that guy's head. That I'm losing mine. And look at all he's got already. And he's not even, I don't even think he's won yet, is he, Kevin? Anyways, all right, so welcome to Monday Night Live with Homes Around the Villages YouTube channel and me, Ira Miller. Thank you all for checking in. I appreciate it. So guess what? I was over looking at a brand new community. Some people have been calling me, some of my customers, people that I'm currently working with. They're trying to get a home in On Top of the World, and On Top of the World had a huge price increase. $15,000 they put on their models, on their floor plans, on their different floor plans. And so that was kind of a sticker shock to a lot of people because they were used to, homes going up 5,000, 6,000 about every month or so. But then there's this $15,000 price increase. So had a couple of people come to me and say, hey, can you check out Ocala Preserve? And what's the deal with Ocala Preserve? And can you give me a little bit of information about Ocala Preserve? So I don't know if you heard me at the beginning of, as soon as we started this, I was asking Christian if he got those videos. So we're going to go ahead and share a couple of videos with you while I was there. So Ocala Preserve used to be, okay, so back in 2005, in the big boom, in the big development boom of 2005, some developers started this community and they called it Ashley Farms. And so they came out of the chute around the end of 2005, 2006, and then, as we all know, the market just dropped. Boom. And so after about a year, I noticed there was a chain across the entrance of Ashley Farms, and that was it. And then the market continued to fall for 7 years. It was crazy. I think around 2012, we had was the bottom of the market. Then it bounced along the bottom for a couple of years to like 2014, and then it kind of started going up from there. And it's been going up ever since. So 8 years in a correction. But in the interim, or I guess, I can't remember exactly when, I think maybe 2014, Shea Homes came along. And Shea Homes had their franchise development is called Trilogy. So some of you may have heard about Trilogy Homes. They were kind of going along, and I was over there checking some things out on Trilogy, and they didn't want me to do any videos over there. So that kind of made me frustrated, and that's why y'all never heard about Trilogy, because I asked for permission. So just like I asked for permission from Del Webb, Stone Creek, and by the way, Del Webb, Stone Creek, Del Webb, Pulte Homes has the Del Webb brand, just like Shea Homes has the Trilogy brand. And so Del Webb said, sure, you can go over there and take videos of our models. We'd love to have you do that. Help us, produce sales. Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Pulte Homes, give you a big shout out. Sell a lot of homes over there at Stone Creek. And so just so everybody knows, I kind of rate these different communities to kind of give you a feel for what maybe one community is like over another. So Del Webb, Stone Creek, I consider like a resort style community. You go in there, you walk into their fitness center. It's just like you walk into a spa and fitness center at a resort. You go in there, they have top of the line workout machines over there. They have a huge indoor pool, like an Olympic length pool. They have a hot tub. They have a sauna. They have a steam room. Again, just like as if you were in a resort. And then the outside pool has palm trees. It has a little island in it. It's beautiful. So if you've seen that video, you know what I'm talking about. So resort style living is what I classify Del Webb Stone Creek as. Ocala Preserve, I would classify that as a private country club community. So we have a community in Ocala. One of the premier communities in Ocala is called Country Club of Ocala. That has been like one of the top 2 premier communities in all of Ocala. So all the doctors, attorneys, developers, some high-end realtors live there at the Country Club. They have a great restaurant there, and they have a wonderful exercise facility, big tennis, and they have a beautiful golf course. So that's kind of like what Ocala Preserve is. It's a lot like the Country Club of the Country Club of Ocala, and also Villages of Citrus Hills. That's another one that I would say is more like a top country club feel when you move to that. Now, the difference between the Country Club of Ocala is that anybody can live there. Families, children, anybody of any age. Over here at Ocala Preserve, it's a 55 plus community. So that's the difference between those communities, even though to me they're both private country club style communities. So awesome. I don't know if I'm going to really go through everything that I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do an unpacking like I did for Latitude Margaritaville. And that's another community that allowed me to go in, take videos of their models. Unfortunately, with Latitude Margaritaville, we're looking at 2 years if you want to build a home in there. So that's, even they admit, it's a struggle for them because of all that. So anyways, Ocala Preserve. Let's talk just a little bit about it, all right? We will talk a little bit about Ocala Preserve. So, and then I will do an unpacking and just go right into detail and depth. Oh, one thing about Ocala Preserve. The reason it's called Ocala Preserve right now, and it's still not Trilogy, is because Shea Homes sold out probably half of their inventory to D.R. Horton. So there's another national developer, D.R. Horton, in this community now. And so they changed the name from Trilogy since Shea Homes are not the sole exclusive developer and builder in there. And now they have D.R. Horton that they sold part of the property to, and then they changed the name to Ocala Preserve. So what I can do is I can, I guess I actually need to go ahead and contact D.R. Horton and do some kind of a comparison between what Shea Homes has to offer and what D.R. Horton has to offer over there in Ocala Preserve. But anyways, things are a little bit different. They kind of encouraged me to go over and look at the facilities and video the facilities over there. So Christian is over there trying to put something together real quick to where we can kind of just give you a little overview. All right, so as soon as Christian gets finished putting together my little montage of Ocala Preserve, I'll show that to you, and then we can kind of move on. But anyways, Ocala Preserve Association. So the recreation fee, like the amenity fee in the villages, is $177.50. So there you go. That's the recreation fee, they're calling that here, where in the villages it's called an amenity fee, and that's $179 in the villages. Here it's $177.50. So pretty close. Now, lawn maintenance. So they do your lawn maintenance there in Ocala Preserve. You don't have to do your own mowing of the lawn or anything like that. All right, so I'm looking at this really kind of, well, actually, I just now looked at this assessment summary. So they have the breakdown of lawn maintenance, common area. Common area is $117 a month. It's like the maintenance fee that you find in the villages that you pay yearly. So here you pay it by the month, okay? And then they have internet wrapped in with their entire HOA fee. So it's $437.40 monthly for recreation, lawn maintenance, common area, internet, and that's the total of $437.40. Now, I'm looking at, there is a parcel 11. So we were talking about parcels 5, 9, and 18. So I don't really know all this. I'm going to have to kind of do some, I'm going to have to get with the sales rep over there and talk to her a little bit more, because there's different parcel areas. Parcel 11 looks like it falls underneath a CDD like the villages, the Community Development District. And so they charge, rather than charge you for a CDD assessment for the year like they do in the villages, they charge you monthly. It looks like $146.79 a month for a 50-foot lot, and $176.15. Anyways, so we're not going to get too far off in the weeds right now on Ocala Preserve, but I am going to do a showcase, an unboxing, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to talk about everything that is Ocala Preserve. All right? All right, let's go ahead and get to some of the chats that we have going on here. So, as I started out to say, hi Donna, thank you very much for joining us. And Panda Hughes is here with us. Panda Hughes, one of our regulars, so appreciate you checking in with us. Panda, we have Jerry Bastine, Sandy K. Sandy K is always here with us, and so I'm going to give a shout out to Sandy. Thank you very much for checking in with us, okay? Mike Portis from cold, snowy Buffalo. Yeah, looks like y'all are getting a lot of snow up there this year. I had some folks from Minnesota last week, and man, oh man, you guys in Minnesota are getting hammered. I'll tell you, it's we had a couple cold snaps here, and it was a little bit cool, but not here in Florida over the weekend, but nothing like how it is. I was watching the Daytona 500, and I got sold out on. I mean, the last couple of years, Daytona did not get sold out. So I held out to the last. I was going to go into get a ticket, at the end. I always like to kind of wait a little bit late just to make sure I don't have anybody coming, anybody need me, just to make sure I could get away on Sunday. When I went to go look for tickets last week, sold out, 101,000 people. That's awesome. That's a good testament to what's going on here in Florida. So missed out on Daytona this year. Missed out on the 24 hours of Daytona as well. They got sold out. I mean, that's great. Good for them. Keeps racing. That's one of my pastimes. I love watching NASCAR, and I also like the IMSA racing schedule. And then we have drag races. If any of you are any kind of car enthusiasts, we have the Gator Nationals. Now that I'm thinking about it, I better get my tickets. That's next month, the Gator Nationals. So, anyways, we're going to have to try to at least catch that. Or we also have the 12 hours of Sebring. A lot of racing here in Florida. So I love this area of Florida simply because if you're a car person and we have everything from like I said, NASCAR, the 2.5 mile tri-oval of Daytona, the 24 hours of Daytona, the 12 hours of Sebring, the Gator Nationals for your drag racing. So between concerts, love my classic rock concerts that I like to go to. Every now and then I'll put some on my Facebook page, and also all the races. So there you go. It's a little bit about me. Let's see. All right, so Mike, sorry about the cold, snowy, cold, snowy Buffalo. And Rami, another frequent visitor to our Monday Night Live, and thank you for joining in. Kevin, he's just chatting away. Hopefully just one more month. What did Kevin say about Rhode Island? Anything yet? Rami is in Connecticut. Not bad in Connecticut. Above freezing. Anything above freezing is a good day, right? I guess up north there. Angie, guess what? One of my most famous restaurants here in the Ocala area is called Mesa de Nate, spelled the same way that you spell your last name. Mesa de Nate, if any of you have been or regular visitors to the villages, you probably don't want to miss Mesa de Nate. It's an Italian restaurant, but I think it's owned by a Greek fellow. Awesome. I probably shouldn't even tell you that because I have to make reservations just to get in there all the time. But we're kind of regulars over there. All right, so I've been raking leaves all day. That's, you guys shovel snow, I rake leaves. So not a happy task, I can tell you. Because with our oak trees, and springs come early this year because I have huge oak trees in my backyard, and every year I'm having to rake those leaves. Now, getting some deja vu here because normally my son helps me rake my leaves. Well, this year, Joey is up in Jacksonville going to the University of North Florida. He's not here this year, so I have to take it in steps when I'm going and taking care of all these leaves. So I think I had I should have took a picture. Probably have 10 bags of leaves out there today. And I missed the garbage truck. They come on Monday, so my bags of leaves are gonna sit out there for a week. But anyways, so you guys have there's Kevin. It's a heat wave. It's 41 degrees, but ice and snow on Friday. I guess I'd rather have leaves. I guess I'd rather have my leaves than the snow, right? So Jerry Bell joining in. Thank you, Jerry, for joining us. Another one of our regulars. Love to see you, Jerry, every other week. That's awesome. So listen, you guys, we need some questions. So if you have any questions that you want to ask me, feel free, or else I'm just going to ramble along and just keep talking. And then until I run out of stuff to talk about. But that might not be able to happen. I think I could talk as long as I want to talk. Kevin Jack, 2 more winters. Kevin Jack's 2 more winters to go. Getting better, she's in a boot and starts PT, so I don't know if everybody knows. I guess I talk about Karen every week and wish her the best. So she had some surgery on her foot, and now she's getting around in a boot, I think for 2 months, right, Kev? So he says she starts PT on March 3rd anyways. But she looked pretty good. Kevin shares some pictures with me of Karen, so she looked happy. So I guess I can tell you all a little bit about some of my ailments. And so I had an MRI. Well, it's been over a month now. I've been kind of making the rounds as to what I'm going to do because I've been having a lot of problems with my neck. And so I had an MRI done. So I have bulging discs and a narrowing of the spinal canal. So anybody who knows anything about neurological stuff, which I didn't until all this happened, they're calling it degenerative disc disease. So my discs in my spine are compressing. The spinal column in my vertebrae is narrowing and causing all kind of problems. So I'm looking into, stem cell therapy. And it seems to be the latest and the greatest. I'm in the process of reading a book by Tony Robbins called Life Force. Seems to be a pretty good book, so I don't know. I'll just give them a little free advertising on that Life Force book by Tony Robbins. I'm in the 3rd chapter now and learning about stem cell therapy, and that's an option to surgery. And my doctor, I went to see one neurologist, told me to get on some medication, which I did. It helped a little bit. And then I was going to go down to Fort Lauderdale to see another doctor in Fort Lauderdale to look at some, this kind of surgery where it's this, I forget what the name of the knife is. It vibrates. And so it'll cut bone, but when it touches your skin, your palm, it doesn't hurt you at all. So the whole theory is if they hit a nerve in your neck, it won't hurt the nerve, but it's cutting away the bone. Wish I could remember the name of that. Anyways, I made a request to go down there. They looked at my MRI. They approved me to go down there. And then they told me they wanted $1,000 to go see the doctor because I haven't met my deductible on my insurance yet. And I wasn't gonna pay $1,000 just for a consultation. So that went by the wayside. And then saw another doctor who's he's got me on prednisone, what is it? Prednisolone, or something like that. That seems to be helping. But anyways, he told me my next options, if that didn't work, was injections or surgery. And but I'm thinking about the stem cell stuff. So stay tuned to that. I'll let you know how I'm making out with this stem cell surgery. So let me go back up here. So Kevin says he's 2 more winners to go. And then Karen may be able to walk on it next week. Cool. Tell Karen I said hello. Give her my best, Kevin. And then Sue Smith. How are you, Sue? Thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on. We did a little thing about melody at the very beginning. So anyways, Elaine, 47 degrees, IndyCar in oh, that's right. Well, IndyCar in Miami and St. Pete. I forgot about that, Sandy, so thank you for mentioning that. Yeah, so that's one more car racing that we have here in Florida. Oh, look at Kevin. So Kevin is going to see Poison. Are you really, Kevin? You're going to go see Poison on June 26th. Is that in Rhode Island? Let me just show you what I'm getting ready to do. Let's see. With my daughter. My daughter's a big classic rock. She grew up on classic rock with me. So, she's the one that reached out and said, and so Kevin, there you go. Oops. So my daughter and I, going to see Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So there you go, Kevin. So I don't know if you're coming down here. They're playing at Foxwoods. Well, we get to see 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? So like I said earlier, concerts are my thing, right? So I kind of pay to try to see these stars before they leave us. Here's another one. Whoops. Got to get the focus going. If you can't see it, Elton John. There we go. And then my wife's a big country girl. She likes these country guys. So Eric Church got her that for Christmas. So there you go. We're played out here with concerts. And then I just saw the Dua Lipa. So I kind of I'm all over the place with my music, I guess. Let's see. So, Jerry, Jerry, if they don't have all their hair, guess what? They wear a wig. And they make you think they still got all their hair. I think that's what they do. I think there was a movie about one of these famous rockers, and he had this big flowing mane, and he got older, and then he had this wig that he would wear. So Rami, there you go, kind of competing with my buddy Kevin. Now this is at the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, so this is actually a stadium concert. So starts at 4:30. So man, oh man, my ears are going to be like this once I get out of there at the end of that day. All right, so let's see here. All right, good. We got some questions. So let's see. Got to get Christian back here so I can show you a little bit about the inventory. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and go to I got to get on the MLS.
Yep. You ready?
No. Wait a minute.
I have a tab over here, so I'll be ready for you.
It's not letting me log on to my Google account. Maybe if I just minimize.
You don't have to do anything on there.
Well, I just did.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Just bring your comments back up.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Now I'm going to switch over. So now, if you move your mouse over.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about. Here we are. Oops.
Click on it.
Nope.
Up there it is.
No, it's not. But let's see. Here we are. All right. And. All right. So it appears that the inventory, well, for the villages anyways, that's kind of the way I kind of govern things a little bit, was yesterday, I think maybe it was at 77, and it hasn't been that high in a while. So let's see here. Let's see how much inventory there is today. Hit search. Hit quick. Doing a quick search. Well, there we go. All right. So this is the villages right here. And wow, 62 matches. So it went from 77 down to 62. So guys, that's, that just is an indicator of, looked like it was starting to go back up. And the last time, well, not the last time, but last year, when I thought it was starting to go back up, and when I saw that 77, I'm like, oh, maybe we're starting to go back up. But now 62 matches. Let's see. So here's the first 25. These are, so number one, the least expensive home in the Villages, 179 on Mark Drive. They have that as a single family. I would pretty much bet that's probably a mobile home or a manufactured home, if I had to guess. And yes, it is. So there you go. So they don't always, see where it says property style, single family residence. They don't, some of these agents just don't put it in there correctly. This one is actually a foreclosure. One of the rare foreclosures in the Villages, for sure. All right, so that's number one of 62. And then we can kind of just click through. Here's a villa, a 1992 villa on the market, 2-bedroom, 2-bath for $274,900. So it goes up pretty quickly. I got a call today, somebody says, I'm priced out of the Villages. So let's see. So let's talk about, thank you, Sue. Thank you for wishing me well. I appreciate that. So let me go back to inventory, going up or down. So that is Panda Hughes, what we're talking about. And then Ramaya said, what are the prices doing, Ira? Lay it on me. Well, there you go. I mean, this is kind of telling you, going back over here to my line of homes. Let me tell you something. I'm just totally blown away when I start seeing patio villas, entry-level patio villas, $295. They're almost at $300,000. I mean, okay, flat ceilings, not even vaulted ceilings. Yeah, I mean, it has nice flooring, has nice furniture. Is it even furnished? But the fact that it has flat ceilings at $300,000 and not vaulted ceilings, I mean, plantation shutters are nice. Cabinets, these are Formica cabinets, guys. These are not, and a Formica countertop. So, this is the cheapest cabinet you can get and the cheapest countertop that you can get in these entry-level patio villa homes. So the one thing that they did do is they put a nice flooring in there. But $295? I mean, I'm blown away. So there you go. So you're asking what prices are doing. I mean, it's insane. Here's another patio villa for $299,900. All right, so what they did was still flat ceilings, 8-foot flat ceilings. They did enclose the lanai in the front. Does have some plantation shutters, which is nice. Laminate flooring. Looks okay. It's hard to tell, until you get in there. I would have liked to have seen it all one flooring in there. You have your oak cabinets. They only have 10 pictures in this thing. Let me go back to the previous one because I want to see if that's furnished at that price. No bond, turnkey, fully furnished, new roof, 2019, AC replaced in 2011, so it's 11 years old. Again, guys, I'm just blown away by some of the prices that I'm seeing here in the. So if we go over here too, we look at, okay, well, what are some of these homes in this price range? They're all older. Here's 2012, this one on Fairview. This is that patio villa for $299. That's kind of the newest. There's one down here at 217 in Finney, okay, for $334. What is that home? On Merritt Lane. So that's a courtyard villa for $344. So yeah, I mean, prices are outrageous. That's all I can really. Is that the new norm? I don't know. I don't know what to tell you guys, but let's see here. I heard prednisone works looking to bleed calcium. All right, thank you, Elaine. I didn't know that, but I do take calcium every day. I wrote any predictions on what the market in the villages will be like later this year. Gosh. You know, I'm kind of, I honestly cannot make any predictions. This is just such a volatile time. I don't know. Am I being shown in the corner there to everybody? Mm-hmm. Okay, cool. Yeah. So I honestly don't know. I guess it depends on what the election does. And if things start turning back to normal, because I know people are looking to sell wherever they're at, move to Florida. You know, again, I was watching some, on the Fox News channel, I was watching them because they were at Daytona. They were broadcasting from the Daytona Speedway. Had Richard Petty on there. I've got Richard Petty's autograph. Actually, I have Richard Petty, Kyle Petty, and then Kyle Petty's son, Adam Petty, who died in a tragic car accident, and Michael Andretti, who was driving for the Petty team. So I have a hat and a shirt with Michael Andretti, Adam Petty, Kyle Petty, and Richard Petty all on the same shirt. Tell me that's not cool, because there's no more Adam Petty autographs, right? Anyways, so I'm out of the prediction business. I used to be able to do that, but I just everybody's moving to Florida. Everybody wants to move to Florida, so there you go. And until things kind of normalize, I think, around the country, and everybody gets back to normal, which it seems like that's the trend. You kind of see California saying, rather than a pandemic, it's an endemic now. So what they're saying is, all right, they're going to learn how to live with the COVID virus. So if and when things get back to normal, I think then the real estate market will stabilize. And then once the real estate market stabilizes, we'll get back to some inventory. But until then, we still have 62 homes in the villages on the market. That's incredibly low. So maybe the election towards the end of the year will make a change in the way things are run in the country, and then maybe we'll get back to normal. But You and I all know, no, it doesn't matter what party you're with. I'm an independent. I don't know if everybody knows that. My voter's registration card says I'm an independent voter. Always voted my conscience, and I just make, to me, the best choice in either party. That's the way I vote. But I think we all can kind of agree that the way things are going now with the supply and demand, that's another thing. When are we going to get back to a normalized building material supply chain? Because that's what's holding up a lot of this real estate market. Is I talked to the superintendents out on top of the world about what it is that they can't get that's causing a delay in closing. And so it's like it's windows, it's block. Drywall we seem to be doing okay with. But even ductwork for AC, they were having a shortage for ductwork. It's just crazy. Until that supply chain gets fixed, this country gets back to more of a normalized way of doing business. We're in it for until that time. So Laura, that's what I can say. Watch and see if the supply chain starts to normalize, if we start getting things, especially construction material, back to normal, so they can build these homes in a 6 to 7 month time frame rather than a 10 to 12 month time frame. That's what's killing or really holding things back from getting back to normal. All right, so that's kind of what I can tell you. So it's not so much of a prediction as to what is going on in the marketplace in real estate. All right. What happens if you find a house selling as turnkey, but you're not interested in the furniture? What are the options? Hey, let me tell you. Anybody will tell you if you go to order new furniture, it's 3 to 4 months before you get your new furniture. 3 to 4 months, there again, back to the supply chain issue. So if you have furniture, you're golden. I mean, here's the thing. You can sell a whole house full of furniture to people who are investing in homes because they want to rent that home out, right? So if they can get a whole house full of furniture, they'll buy that whole furniture package from you. If you don't want it, you want the seller to deal with it, they can go to Bargains and Treasures, Almost Perfect, Nearly New, Carriage Trader. There's all these consignment stores that are in the area where they'll take a whole house full of furniture. Or Talk of the Villages. All you have to do is put on Talk of the Villages, whole house full of furniture, put some pictures in there, it'll get sold like that, guaranteed. All right, so Sandy, hopefully that helps. But what I will say a little bit about that is if you start dickering with the seller about, hey, I don't want the furniture, take the furniture out. I want to go ahead and just pay for the house. You're probably going to lose that home because that seller is selling it turnkey or furnished because they don't want to deal with it. If you don't want to deal with it, but then you want to try to bargain with them, you're probably going to end up losing that house. So that's the method I would tell you to go with, is just put that stuff out there either in consignment or Talk of the Villages and get your money out of it. Okay? So, Penda Hughes, there you go. I answered Sandy's question. That was a good question. Rami is still talking about the original lineup for Poison. We're still talking about our classic rock. And, yep. Okay, so.
You're still using that list?
Yeah, we can go back there.
Okay.
Okay, so Cindy's seeing Elton John in September in Pittsburgh. So I was going to see him in Orlando on a Wednesday, but I got better tickets in Jacksonville, which is where my son's going to school anyways. And I think that's either a Friday or a Saturday. So we're going to go see him at the Jacksonville Coliseum. And we have really good tickets to see him because it's the Goodbye Yellow Brick Road tour. This is supposed to be it for Elton John, and I've never seen Elton John. So, Funeral for a Friend and Love Lies Bleeding, just saying, that's my favorite song there. That's what I'm going to hear, but he's a whole repertoire of songs. It's awesome. All right, why are the villages building homes with carports in the new area? Seems like they are going backwards. Yeah, they tried that with the Premier homes. Probably back in 2014 maybe, Jerry. I noticed some Premier homes having a garage, but they had a carport as well. Seemed like a pretty cool concept. But they did away with Premier homes. So I don't know what else to say about that. Let's see. Okay. All right. So let's do this. Let me go back up because I'm kind of losing my space here. You guys are awesome. So why are the villages building homes with carports? There's no rhyme or reason as to what they do half the time. I think it's just, they just try stuff and see if it works. Doesn't work. They know the home's going to sell anyways. So there you go. Probably not going to last very long. The loudest band I ever saw, surprisingly, were the Smiths. My ears really, really Wolverine. You know, yeah, the Smiths are really, really good. I like that group myself. And I might be giving a little bit too much away, but I was watching, I don't know, I tuned into a Greg Gutfield show one time. And he was saying the Smiths was his favorite band, and I forget the name of the song. It was some kind of a highway song. It was cool. All right. So, let's get to some more chats. Let's see, we were going last year to see them in Orlando. Motley Crue 4 times. I've seen Motley Crue with Aerosmith. That was cool. Motley Crue and Aerosmith, awesome. I think the developer of the villages can build just about anything that would sell. Yep, there you go, Laura. That's kind of to what I was just saying. And even if it doesn't get all that popular, just like they went back to a 1-bedroom, 1-bath patio villa. I never thought they would have gone back to 1-bedroom, 1-bath patio villa. I mean, they discontinued that and the 2-bedroom, 1-bath a long time ago. But they brought it back. So I guess because their price points, they have to try to figure out something for the lower price point people because their prices are going through the roof. And Jerry, that might be a good reason why, now that I think about it, why they're doing carports to save money, to try to lower the cost of their homes, because they're getting kind of outrageous. So Wolverine, the villages could sell tents at $400K at this point. Yeah, it is what it is with the villages. They are unique for sure. When patio villages are going for $300,000 and up, yeah, Laura says, I'm out. And you know what? I'm going to tell you something. You know what the scariest thing is, guys? Is if there's ever a real estate correction. because, as you all know, I've worked in the villages for since the year 2000. 22 years now here in the villages. Patio villas were running like around $69,000 for a patio villa. So if you bought a patio villa for $69,000, you're making almost $250,000 on that patio villa that you paid for back 22 years ago. That's pretty good on your money for sure. Yeah, Laura says, I want to own the house. I don't want the house to own me. I think we all expect the prices of homes to come down at some point. We shall see. And I do, but again, there's no crystal ball as to what the big indicator is going to be. What is the price of material going to go to? How far down is the price of materials? Because if the price of materials falls radically, then that's when the price of homes will fall, because now developers are going to be able to build a home a lot less expensive and sell the home a lot less expensive, and that in turn is going to affect the resale market. So it just remains to be seen about when this supply chain gets straightened out, and once it does, what are the prices? Are the prices going to come down? Is it going to stay the same? So, you know, they have the old saying, supply and demand. So when there's a lot of supply, you know, then you don't have as much demand because you have so much supply, and then prices tend to go down. So we'll just see where it all ends up. Prices have done nothing but increase for the past 18 months, which is, yeah, crazy. And they're pricing people out, which is what I've heard as well, and that's why a lot of people are looking at other communities other than the villages, because the prices are high enough as it is. And then the villages seems to really be kind of going up, and like I said, over $300,000 for a patio villa. That's a lot of money. But Kevin, all is not lost. We will see where it goes, okay? So, you know, Kevin listed a home with his patio villa with me. And we really put it up there, what was that, a year ago, Kevin? And I thought that we were pretty much the highest on the market over in DeSoto. So DeSoto's over in that New Finney area. And I think we put it on the market for $249. I think we sold it for $245. And I thought, wow, a patio villa for $245. But Kevin listened to me. Thank you, Kevin, for listening. We put in all that LVP flooring and sold the home. So, oh, Christian, I'm going to need to plug this in, I think. Oh, no, I got 12%. We're cool. All right. So, let's see. People are trying to talk to me like crazy. Oh. Kevin. Latest and the greatest. There he is. Big Geo. That boy's going to be walking and talking before we know it. Now we're going to get him on this live chat. We're going to do a live chat with you when he gets to walking and talking. Okay, Kevin? All right. So, I digressed a little bit with my other text messages. Okay. So let's kind of go through a little bit more. I've been on a couple places. Cash offers got boxed out because I wanted 7 days to look at the place. Ridiculous. Ram I? You didn't make it through me. Because if you did, we have ways of taking care of that, okay? We have ways, which I can't reveal, because if I do, everybody will do it. And I can't have other agents seeing this, because we post this even on my YouTube channel, even after our live event is over. And so I have to reserve this just for you guys, so you can see how we can work some of these deals in a multi-offer situation, okay? But guaranteed we can get that for you. Let's see. I'm actually going from the bottom up. I need to go from the... So I've been in a couple places, so we talked about that. May rent for a bit. I hear Costa Rica's nice. Actually, Ram, I have a guy who listed his home with me, who is in Costa Rica, and he wants me to come on out and visit him. And he has a place for rent, so I can help you out there, Costa Rica. So I'm going to get out there. So I work in the purchasing department of my employer. The food manufacturing industry also has everything, Laura. It's just maddening. I swear it's maddening. Here's the craziest thing. You want to hear something really crazy? My son moves to Jacksonville. This kid, I mean, not just because he's my son. I mean, my daughter is exactly the opposite. But this kid, 19 years old, he is this dude, straight-laced, hard worker. You know, when he was 16, he got our riding lawnmower, went up and down the street and got himself 5 lawns that he used to mow every week, and made himself $125 a week at 16. It's pretty good. And he did that all the way up until he left for college at 19. So he did it for 3 years. Everybody hated it. I was talking to a girl in our neighborhood today. She goes, "How's Joey doing?" She goes, "That guy, he is the best lawn guy I've ever had. He really cared about and took great care of mowing our lawn." And I'm like, that's a good testament to Joey. But he was having a hard time finding a job because he is unskilled. You would think today, well, let's be fair. He was being choosy too. He wasn't going to McDonald's. He wasn't going to go to Burger King. He used to work at Target. He wasn't going to go back there again. So he wanted to make sure, which is a smart thing, he wanted to make sure that where he worked, and I've always told him this, make sure that you love what you do. So that's what he took that to heart. He was listening to his dad. Because if you don't love what you do, okay, let's say if you do love what you do, you know the old saying, you'll never work a day in your life. So I've always instilled that in Jamie and Joey. And by the way, I ran into somebody who saw our Monday Night Live with my daughter Jamie, and they're like, "When are you going to bring her back on? You need to bring her back." And man, if I was thinking, she just went back to Tallahassee tonight. I should have made her stay and come on the show today, but she took off for home in Tallahassee because she was home at our house since Thursday, so she was ready to go back. All right. So no pasta on the shelves. There's nothing on the shelves. I mean, it's just, oh my gosh. We got, my wife went shopping, right? She always gets, like, now that Joey's out of the house, she doesn't get the gallon jugs of milk anymore. She gets the half gallons, but they're not even half gallons anymore. They're like this thin. They're about this high, but they're about this. They used to be like this wide for a half a gallon. Now, half a gallon of milk is not a half a gallon. I don't even know what it is. They just call it liters. Who knows?
They took slim milk seriously.
Yeah, by slimming the box up. Crazy, right? So, yeah, I know everybody's is just as ready as I am to get back to normal. So, little by little, it seems to be happening. So Sue's asking if the rushing thing will make a difference. I think the only thing, here's the deal. I've been thinking about doing a YouTube channel about politics as an independent voter, right? Because I'm straight down the line. I'm not this way, I'm not that way. I thought, as far as I know, there's nobody talking for the independent voter. And so I'm kicking that around. I might do that. And if I do, I'll let you all know. But anyways, because, well, I have so much on my mind as far as politics goes. This is not the place, I don't think, to get that story started. But maybe if I have my own YouTube channel, it might. All right, gasoline, Russia. I mean, you know, you don't even get me started with with a lot of the stuff that's going on today. All right, Zoida Ruiz, hello. Thank you for joining in. And I remember you from 2 weeks ago. That was cool. But yeah, you guys are trying to pull me into this politics thing with Russia, with gasoline, with supply. You're trying to pull me into there.
Text Ira if you want a new channel. Did you read Brian's above that?
Brian T.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian T. Above what?
Check out what your money can buy at Royal Highlands. The one you just read with.
Oh, on a positive note, check out what your money can buy at Royal Highlands. Cool, yeah. Royal Highlands is it's right there off the interstate, very close to the plantation. And that's kind of getting out, well, so you have to realize, I live in Ocala. I think a lot of you know that already. Work in the villages. But where Royal Highlands is, I mean, Royal Highlands would probably be almost an hour away from where I live. So, I've been to Latitude Margaritaville, right? Been to the villages of Citrus Hills. But yeah, thank you, Brian. We do have to kind of jump around. I got a call today from some people from Miami wanting to move up here. They're done with the rat race down there in Miami. And they were asking me about the plantation, some homes in the plantation. And I said, hey, do you golf? And they're like, no, we don't golf. I'm like, well, Legacy at Leesburg is also, I've sold a home in Legacy, really nice recreational facility. Here's the thing with these places. In order not to get into a lot of hassle, like I got with Del Webb, Spruce Creek, right? Early on in this YouTube career and channel, I went into Del Webb, Spruce Creek. I don't know if a lot of you saw that, but went inside the community center and was doing a video and everybody's kind of giving me the evil eye, wondering what I'm doing inside there with this camera. And then I'm outside doing a drone and up pulls up a security officer asking me what I'm doing. And I'm like, I'm doing a drone of this community. And he goes, well, we got a call from the Property Owners Association and Homeowners Association, and you don't have permission to be in here to video. Now, this kind of perplexed me because this is a homeowners association. Now, there's a lot of people, and someday, sooner or later, everybody in that community is going to end up selling their home, right? Sooner or later, everybody's going to sell their home in that community. Might be a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. But eventually, we all get older, we're going to be selling that home. So, why would the residents of that community not want me to showcase their community and bring a lot of positive influence to that community? Blows me away why the Homeowners Association came down on me. So I didn't ask for permission, right? So that's what it all comes down to, is asking for permission. I don't know if you all heard the story about the plantation. I learned my lesson. I went over to the Homeowners Association at the plantation, walked in, gave them my card, said, hey, I would like to video this community and show people what this community has to offer and showcase your community and try to bring people and sell homes for the people who live in this community. And the head of the Homeowners Association was like blown away. He couldn't believe that I came in there and I asked for permission. He's like, you know what? There's been other realtors that have come in here, didn't ask for permission, went ahead and did videos. We never really gave permission to anybody. And for the most part, nobody really ever asked us. You're the only one that's really ever asked us. And because you asked, we're going to say yes. You can go ahead and we're going to allow you to go do yourself a little showcase of our community. Thank you for asking, the guy said. So that's all I've ever done, is ask for permission. I asked permission even on Top of the World. I don't know if a lot of you know about that debacle, but there was a sales rep there who wanted me to do a video of the models, and I said, hey, did you reach out to your managers? Did you ask for permission? Yes, I reached out to my managers. They said, okay, go ahead, don't worry about it, no problem. I said, okay. Went ahead, did the video with her, and then the developer of On Top of the World calls me. Who gave you permission? Take those videos down. You don't have permission to show these homes. I'm like, yes, I do. I told the sales rep to get with a manager. She got with a manager, and so they told her go ahead and it was okay to go ahead and do the videos. So apparently they never went to the owner of the community and got his permission. They just went under their own authority and said that it was okay. She gets fired, right? Then she has an attitude because I guess she felt like I'm the one that caused her to get fired, which I warned her right up front. You better ask for permission. Well, obviously, she didn't do her due diligence enough to get final authority. Anyways, that's old news. But, so, if anybody out there is interested, I can go to Royal Highlands. I could ask for permission. Just takes one extra step to try to get with the Homeowners Association to get their permission. A lot of them don't want you to go in there and film anybody personally. It's a violation of their privacy, I guess, to go inside a rec center or a swimming pool or something. And that's the issue they were saying they had with Del Webb Spruce Creek. I always have to stop for a second because there's Del Webb Spruce Creek, Del Webb Stone Creek, there's Stone Crest, there's Spruce Creek South. Those names are just crazy. All right, so let's kind of move on. Carports are ugly, in my opinion, absolutely. Plus, they're impractical. You have a carport, you have a garage for a reason. It's so you can put your car and golf cart somewhere and lock it up where your personal belongings, your stuff, and a lot of them even have the washer and dryer in the garage, so it's kind of crazy not to have a garage and have a carport. What is the cost of clay tile roofs and what is the lifespan? Well, lifespan, clay roofs have a 50-year rating. They are probably double what a asphalt shingle roof is. So I'd say an average 1,900 square foot home in the villages is going to cost you about $17,000, $18,000 for a new roof. If you were to do a tile roof, probably cost you about $36,000. It's about double, Mary, for that. All right. So when we went down a year ago, PVs were priced $180 to $239 on average. They've gone up $100,000 in a year. True enough. Did you finish your thought about what will happen if a market correction occurs? Well, if a market correction occurs, like I said, if a market correction occurs, it's only because the supply chain gets straightened out, number one. And number two, if things start getting back to normal in this country, the mandates, everybody's freedoms are restored, the crime situation that goes on in a lot of cities. There's a lot of reasons people are trying to get away from where they are and move to Florida. So, and then they have a home they have to sell in order to move down here. But because of that supply chain, because there's not enough new homes being built, then that's causing a shortage in the market. So that's number one. If the supply chain gets straightened out, if and when it gets straightened, it will eventually, but who knows when. But when that happens, that's when the market will normalize. So hopefully, the way things are going, okay, let's use some common sense right here, okay? The way things are going right now, things are only getting worse. They're not getting better. So we can only hope that in the election in November, things will get better at that point. I think everybody's going to vote their conscience. Everybody's going to make a huge change because the way things are going in this country, I'm sure I'm not alone. I'm sure I'm in the majority in saying it is definitely not going in the right direction. The supply chain is broken, crime, we can go on and on about everything. Gas prices, gas prices is huge in the marketplace, right? You got to get truckers up and running, getting her going, fuel for the trucks, cause prices to go up. It's just a snowball effect. We have to stop that snowball from rolling down the hill and push that baby back up the hill and try to get things back to normal. And hopefully in November things will happen, on both Democrat and Republican side. We need a change of the guard, for sure. All right, so if I offend you, I'm sorry, but from what I see, we're in a bad way in this country. So Until then, I finished my thought, hopefully. So Angie, hopefully that will be the end. And Rami, I'll take good care of you. I promise. I have ways. We did our lifestyle over Christmas 2021. Very impressed with the villages. And now that Trudeau is turning Canada communist, we are really getting serious about relocating to Florida. OMG. So it's not bad enough that things are as bad as they are in the United States. Now we have Canada. So we've got chaos going to the south, chaos going to the north.
Chaos in the Ukraine.
Chaos in the Ukraine. But we're sandwiched chaos in the United States. It's just, I am so ready for things to get back to normal again. So let's see what happens. With prices the way they are in Canada, the price of the villages don't seem too bad, really. Okay, well, hey, cool. You know what? A lot of people tell me that about taxes. Like in the newer area, you'll pay around, I don't know, $8,000-9,000 in taxes for an average $400,000 home, because 400 to 450 now is the average, when 250 to 3 used to be. Now I'm going to say it's 4 to 450 is average in the villages, but 8,500 and 9,500 in taxes. Well, you have people from Long Island, Staten Island, New Jersey. They're like, hey, I'm paying $14,000, $15,000 in taxes, and they continue to go up. So yeah, it's all in somebody's perspective. However, I would just suggest you do your due diligence. Look, I work in a 55 plus active adult community genre of people and homes, right? So in my opinion, and it might be wrong, whatever, but in my opinion, most people looking to move to a 55 plus or an active adult community are on a fixed income now. So why would I not try to get you the best home for your money at the lowest overhead? And if the villages is for you, if that's what you want, that's awesome. That's great. Okay? I'm here to listen, which a lot of agents don't do. They don't listen to you, the consumer. And so that's why we come in this room. You can't really see around here, but I have my table here. I'm usually on this side. The customer's over here. We're looking up here at inventory, and I say, okay, tell me about what it is you're looking for. I spend normally at least an hour with somebody right in here before we go out and do anything, right? We look at inventory, we look at different communities, and I try to drill right on down to exactly what you're looking for and what your wants and needs are. And if, like you say, I know the prices for the most things are way up in Florida. However, from a Canadian's perspective, it's quite cheap. Well, that's awesome. And if that's the way it is, and I'm here for you regardless. I'm here to listen, and I'm here to help you move to wherever it is that you're going to be the happiest. Canadians, I know, can only be here 6 months out of the year, and then they have to go back, or else they forfeit their health care. And I also know with Canadians, it's always about the exchange rate. Well, so trust me, I worked with some Canadians who are like, OMG, these prices with the exchange rate of money for the American dollar to the Canadian dollar. What's the exchange rate now, Christian, for Canadian dollar versus? Because that's always what the perspective is to Canadians. If they're getting good money on 78 cents on the dollar. So what is that? Does that mean
So
their dollar
one Canadian dollar is
worth 78 cents
of a US.
the U.S.? Hey, that's almost 25% reduction. So,
And it's going down.
so Elmer Fudd.
If you look at the graph.
Yeah, so that exchange rate's even going down. So that might put a little spark in. So you might say, well, okay, well, homes look kind of cheap, but if you're getting only 78 cents on it for every dollar that you have to pay, that might make a big difference to you. So I thought you were going to say someone buys a patio villa for a high price today. What? Angie? I thought you were going to say someone buys a patio villa for a high price today. Someone always buys every day. See, I would imagine, for a high price because of what patio villas are going for. Let me back up here. Make sure. Did you finish your thought? If the marker, I thought you were going to say someone buys a patio villa for. I'm lost. Maybe you can help me out. I know the prices for most things are way up in Florida. Okay, I thought I love Ontario. Got some peeps up there. Ramai, cool. Got you some peeps in Ontario. At hour, I gotta go. I'm hungry and need to cook something. Thank you, Panda. It is 7:30, and so cook me up something. Send it on down here for me. All right, finishing my chat. The patio villa might not be worth what they paid for it when the market in that. Look, I'm going to tell you, what goes up always comes down. It is what it is. The only missing piece of the puzzle there is how much is it going to go down? Because 2005 is a perfect example. Now, I don't think prices are going to go like they were in 2005, where it took 9 years to get things back up close to where they were. But it's going to go down. It has to. Now, the fact of the matter is, what I tell everybody is, if you're going to buy a home today, make sure you're in it for at least 3 to 5 years, all right? Because it's going to go down before it goes back up again. And how far it goes down is anybody's guess. Again, that's all going to depend on the supply chain of building materials and the cost of building materials. So if the supply gets back to normal, how far our prices going to fall for those building materials, because that's what's going to determine how much a home goes down. So if they stay relatively the same as what they are today, they're just not going up, you're good. If they go down a little bit because of supply and demand, you're still going to be good, if you plan on staying there. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, okay? So thank you, Angie, for that. Ramai, Ontario isn't what it used to be. We're under very tight mandates, and most of them are looking permanent. So Elmer Fudd. No, I'm not going to do that. I was going to ask you what's going to happen. Why don't you just boot Trudeau down the road? But I looked him up, and I see that I think he was reaffirmed as Prime Minister in September of last year. 2021. So I don't know how long you're stuck with the guy, but man, you know.
I think his party can do a vote of no confidence and kick him out anytime, but they have to have the votes for it.
For his party.
Yeah.
But his party, from what I read, is the minority party. He's in a
Coalition.
parliament where his party's the minority and the majority is.
So it need to be whatever his coalition is, because he must have a coalition to be able to continue running.
So the majority can't kick him out. It has to be his party.
His party and the parties work, because you form a coalition. So if his party's a minority and can't get enough votes, they have to work with other parties. So it's all those parties combined that support him, from my understanding.
This is my history guy here. So.
The UK works the same way.
Man, oh man, oh man. I'm so glad I'm in Florida. And somebody made mention, we were this close in our last governor's election when we had Andrew Gillum, who was the mayor of Tallahassee, who was found out to be a drug addict. Did he get arrested for drugs or
And maybe prostitution too.
Drugs and prostitution? Yeah, we were so close to being a disaster of a state if Andrew Gillum got elected. But anyways, he didn't, and it's the rest is history. If someone bought a patio villa for $300K now and the market tanks in 12 to 14 months, ouch. Yeah, again, it's just going to depend on that material like we talked about. I cannot believe we could have got $300,000 for a patio villa. Well, yeah, if you would have waited probably another more than 6 months, Kevin, because it would have been, if you waited 9 months, yeah, you probably could have. The average price for a home in Ontario right now is nearly 900,000 Canadian. That's an average home, not a big house. Whew. So, doing the math, that's like a $750,000 home, I guess, in America. Well, anyways. Ooh, Rami. Woohoo, that's a lot of dough. How is that trucking blockade? I thought you said something else, Rami. There's Rebecca Thompson. Hi, Ira. I hope you're doing well. Just a few more months and we will be retiring and moving to the villages. Thanks for helping us find a home. My pleasure. It's my pleasure. The trucks are gone. Okay. Trying to choose between the villages and on top of the world. Both have pros and cons. I think you get more for the money on top of the world, but I like water lakes in the villages for wildlife. Maybe I should wait for a correction. So that all depends. If you have a home to sell. So if you're selling a home and you're buying a home, selling a home, buying a home, it's a transfer of equity. Now, if you don't have a home to sell, then if you wait for a correction, okay, cool. If you're renting, you're throwing money away every month. So how is that? If you're paying $2,000 a month in rent instead of buying a home, that money's gone. How is that going to work for you? So you have to take all things into consideration. So Elmer Fudd, yep, your history guy is dead right. So Elmer Fudd said you're right on. And Cindy says, a ton of politicians need booted. You are correct. The traffic getting out of on top of the world was a deal breaker for me. Okay.
They would not like the snowbirds here.
I liked it otherwise. The models were terrific. All right, Elmer Fudd, I guess you're checking out with me for this evening. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple of weeks. You'll be back here. Let's see what else. Yep, and I'm with you. You trying to choose between the villages on top of the world have pros and cons. I think you get more for the money on the top of the world, correct? But like the water lakes and the villages for wildlife, there you go, because they don't really have those on top of the world. Maybe I should wait for a correction. So one of the things that On Top of the World likes to brag about is that they don't have lakes or retention ponds that hold water, because there's a tendency of sinkholes opening up in those retention areas. So that's their biggest argument about that. All right, folks. 7:43, I guess. We're going to wrap it up for this evening. I want to thank everybody so much for hanging in there with us, for joining us this evening for a chat. Stay tuned for Ocala Preserve, Shea Holmes. We're going to do an unboxing and do a whole expose of...
Would you like me to put that little video of the clips that you did and give it to our audience?
Sure.
Okay. Because I put music behind it. I just have you start your little talking at the beginning and then music while you drive around.
Okay, guess what, guys? For only those of you, because we're going to make it unlisted. So only the people who were on this channel tonight, go ahead to this link that Christian is getting ready to put into the chat. And you can only get in to see a little preview of Ocala Preserve by clicking on that little chat, that little link right there. And so you guys can now, we're probably going to post this probably in a day or two, but you guys right now have the exclusive view of me doing a little chat from my cell phone out there in Ocala Preserve. Hopefully I stuck my camera out the window. Hopefully I did get some pretty good views of that, but there you go. So thank you, Sandy. Appreciate that. And we'll see you all. We'll leave this up here just for a little bit for you all to click on. Right? Is that how it works?
Yeah. And if they go in the live stream, they can like rewatch the chat and click it from there.
So what if we end the live chat?
Then they can just go back, like how they can watch the video again, the live stream, they can do it again.
But we're not going to have the live stream on our channel for a couple of days.
The live stream will be, just the video itself will be unlisted. So if they rewatch the live stream, they'd be able to see the link again.
And they can do that tonight?
Yeah, once we end it, it gets uploaded automatically.
Oh.
It's just, the video specifically will only be in the chat for them.
All right, Rami, cool, we'll talk. And whatever, like I said, I have some ways to get you your home for sure, so we can talk about that when you're ready. All right, so thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Kevin, thank you so much for the pictures of Geo. Everybody loves to see those pictures for sure. And we'll see you all 2 weeks.
Yep,
right?
The 7th, I think?
Which will be March.
March 7th.
This year is going by fast. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. See you in a couple of weeks. Go ahead and send me an email or a text, or give me a call if there's anything I can do for you, or any questions that maybe I can answer for you, okay? All right, y'all. Take care.
I'm just going to throw in
Can't type.
I started putting my phone number, not yours. That would be bad. Just start getting calls in the middle of the night.
Yeah. All right, ready?
Yep. You got it on your end, or should I end it from mine?
I got it. Bye, everybody.